It has opened doors and allowed me to learn how to get along with people, convincing them to like and trust me, and in the process get things done. Being likable is only one step in getting people to vote for you. At the core, you have to stand for something and be principled. Otherwise, you become just another empty suit. You must share your principles with a sense of courtesy, and, as I found along my way, with a tone of moderation and a willingness to keep an open mind. After all, moderation is as much about attitude as it is about ideology. Back in the 1980s, when I laughed each night watching the Johnny Carson show, I used to enjoy occasional guest Yakov Smirnoff, the Ukrainian Jewish comedian who based his immigrant shtick on the humorous welcome to New York he received after living in a proverbial Soviet gulag for most of his younger years. Smirnoff's sitcom What a Country demonstrated the wonder he felt at the unique, crazy, and wonderful daily life he found here in America. He made fun of simple things we take for granted, like toilets flushing, a lack of lines for buying basic necessities, and less daily confrontation with police. Smirnoff also once said something quite wise. Laughter is the shortest distance between two people. This had a great influence on me. As you will discover repeatedly in this book, humor and laughter served as the glue that kept our family together and the foundation of much of the success I have been able to achieve in my life. In fact, the music of laughter was a constant soundtrack as I grew up, and I'm always happy to hear it wherever I am. My dad used to say that if folks think you are funny, not at their expense, and they like you, then you are much more likely to weather controversy and get things done, or at the very least you will accomplish something, even if they really don't like you. The point is, most of the time what's most important is getting things done, not scoring points for being right or funny. In many cases, in fact, whatever works could be the motto of the day. Watching how my parents thwarted disaster by treating people, rich and poor, with respect and care, and always with humor, was especially instructive for me and still inspires my style. Sadly, humor is an underrated commodity, but it's something I highly recommend. If only we could have it officially prescribed throughout the hallways and meeting rooms of our Congress, public schools, and private homes. Laughing with and laughing at, however, are two different things. Sharing your own mistakes and owning up to your own foibles in a self-deprecating way helps to break the ice in new or awkward situations. Failing to acknowledge even the simplest of mistakes turns people off. I'm not sure if former President Trump ever learned that basic lesson. He never seemed to listen to anything except thoughts that reinforced his pre-existing views. Frankly, he is a bonehead when it comes to taking advice. The art of listening is one of the great gifts God gave us. He felt so strongly about it that he gave us 2 ears, not one. This is a huge problem in Washington, D.C. Listening often means not jumping to rash or uninformed conclusions. It also encourages independent thinking. I often think that if there were 2 qualities that great leaders, political or other, should possess, it's the ability to listen to and learn about alternative points of view, and when you do disagree, you must not do so disagreeably. That's hard to do in this age of social media, when instantaneous and provocative responses are rewarded by the masses. My mother used to advise me that since I had 2 ears and 1 mouth, I should speak much less than I listen. That same advice, which has been passed on countless times from parents to children, was something I often failed to follow while growing up, and I usually suffered whenever that happened. Gradually, though, I figured out that she was right, and that credo led me to lead a solutions-based public life, which is probably the reason I've rejected political extremes on all sides and have often felt more comfortable as someone operating in the middle of the road, even though this position is not necessarily relished in today's political climate. I hear the naysayers preaching stubborn extremism as the only way to make real change, but I beg to differ. In my mind, moderation is the only way to achieve what Daniel Webster encouraged when he said the goal of a public servant was always to do something worthy to be remembered, which for me means substantial action to help people instead of empty words to drive them apart from each other. By the way, moderation is not a code word for weakness, but an acknowledgement that America is a diverse country and it takes a wide policy perspective.